special moment for Morant and the Grizzlies. He finishes with 30 points, 13 boards, 9 assists. Grizzlies win, take a 3-2 lead in the series. Morant put the team on his back, scored the final 13 points for Memphis, the most consecutive points scored by a player aged 22 or younger to close out a playoff game since LeBron James went off and scored the final 25 points in Game 5 of the 2007 Conference Finals against the Pistons. What a game that was. What a series this has been. So pleased to have Zach Lowe in studio and Vince Carter joining us to talk about it. Vince, I got to start with the dunk in the third quarter, the Ja Morant dunk that we're just going to, I got to tell you, we're going to keep playing all morning here because it was that good. What are your thoughts on this?
You had a bunch of football guys at the table earlier, and it was like 4th and inches, and Ja knew we needed this first down to win the game, and he just took flight. And once he saw a gap, an athlete like that is going to take advantage of it. Malik Beasley, he made a business decision, and obviously it was the wrong decision, and Ja Morant definitely has a post.
What are you supposed to do there, Zach? I mean, you don't want to get out of the way and look like you're not trying, right?
I think you got to take it as an honor that you're in the highlight. I think you got to spin it the other way.
What do you make of what Ja did here and really the whole game?
Well, first of all, I'd like to be cool enough for 1 second to do the flip phone thing and not look like an idiot in my own life. But just the sheer relentlessness of it. Like, no matter what defense they threw at him, you trap, he's getting through splitting the trap and going to the rim. Floaters, threes, cuts. You just can't stop him. He played the entire second half, 45 minutes, 17 free throw attempts. That was a finding a way to win the game performance by him. Just a great performance. Just relentless. I'm tired watching him throwing himself at the rim over and over again.
It is throwing himself at the rim. Vince, is this a dunk you could pull off?
At one point in time in my life, yes. That is a dunk that I would definitely do. And yeah. Not today. Today I'd hurt myself. But I tell you what, for a guy like him, he understands if you give me a crack of space, I'm taking advantage of it. And he's putting people on notice. If you're going to stand there, I'm going to try you. And last thing I got to say, you look at the game in this game. This is two young teams. Anthony Edwards, you can't go for the steal. You can't go for the steal for the game winner. You have to stay solid. But you see right there, I see Mutombo there. Yeah, I see Zoe there. I'm going to try you. We'll see what happens. Now, Malik Beasley, he sees you there. Guess what he's going to do? Poster.
Man. At the end of the game, though, Zach, I mean, he's right. Like, all I could think was, how does Minnesota let Morant, of all people, get the ball there? That had to be the focus of what they were trying to do on defense, and yet he got it anyway.
And you could see it coming, too. He's coming off that pin down. You can see it. You're saying to Anthony, no, don't do it. Just stay flat. And he didn't stay flat, and here we are.
Unbelievable. What are we making this series? I mean, this has been, I think, the most exciting series so far. But what are we watching? Are we watching two young teams that could be something in the future, or either one of these teams going to make a run?
I think they are both going to be something in the future. The Grizzlies, I think, have a better chance to make a run this year. But this series has been pure, unadulterated chaos. Fouls, replay challenges. Everybody's in foul trouble. Scramble. There's all these Keystone Cop sequences when the ball's just flying around. You don't know what the heck is going on. It's been complete madness from start to finish. You got to tune in.
Timberwolves get a chance to even the series on Friday.
Right here on ESPN.
Can't wait, man. We're so geeked up about that. We, of course, have our mock draft not done yet. We have our second to last day of our mock draft at 9 a.m. Meantime, guys, what is it that you want from your NBA superstar? You want the three late in the game to put him up? You want the layup in traffic, not just the layup because he wants to yam it and he changes mid-air and the layup to win it? Or do you want the dunk? You want 18 fourth-quarter points, or do you want one of the greatest playoff dunks of all time? That's all Ja Morant.
D, none of the above. I don't want any of it.
What
you know
what
I want?
What do you want?
No damn excuses. Get it done.
Get it done.
I mean, he's
Get
getting
it done. No, but I don't want pointing fingers at other people. I don't want you coming up at the post presser, talking about your injuries, talking about all the challenges that your team went through this year. I just want you to go out on the court and hoop and get it done.
You're comparing Ja to other players.
I'm telling you what I see, Max.
Jay, why Ja's young, right? We consider him young.
Young pup.
Why does it look fresh when they young? It just look different when they do something when they young. It just look like the swag, just everything, right? The tats, the braids, just everything is just like, man, that's what's up. And If he was in his 15th year, 16th year doing that, we'd be like, eh. But when they young and they doing that dunk, I'm sitting here looking at the highlights and I'm saying to myself, man, that just, it brings chills in my body. I'm like, man, I wish I was there to see it live in person.
See, Key, this is what the next step is for Ja, right? And granted, Ja's in his third year, and the person I'm about to mention was in his second year, but I want Ja to become that Joe Burrow-like player, right? So there's a lot of woofing, there's a lot of talking, and I'm sitting there saying, well, Ja, just get through Minnesota, because if you get through Minnesota, it sets you up for what Joe Burrow went through when he had to go through Patrick Mahomes. Like, that's the matchup I want to see if you have arrived as a superstar that people are proclaiming you to be, but also the trash talking that you're giving me. You're trash talking as if you were in the NBA Finals last year, and you weren't. You were bouncing the first round. So I want to see if you have truly arrived, because if you go next round, if you get by Minnesota, which Minnesota is giving up multiple double-digit point leads to allow you to be in a position that you are up 3-2 right now, I want to see you go against that Patrick Mahomes and Stephen Curry and Jordan Poole and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, and that's going to be the stage, the Western Conference semifinals, to prove to the world that you truly belong on that stage and you have that level to your game.
Minnesota is very talented, right? And
I'm so hyped about that.
And among talented teams, when they meet up, the guy who like, oh, it's not about ISO hero ball and this and that. Yeah, but if you have the ISO hero king guy on your team, that team generally wins. Ja, what was it? Like, what was the play at the end of the game that you won the game on?
Can you take us through the last play?
Go get a bucket, Ja.
Go get a bucket,
Go get
Ja.
a bucket.
When you got that guy in those close games, I mean, that's what it's all about. Go get a bucket, Ja.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what all the great ones do. You put the balls in the hands of the great players in sports in the end. Baseball, you put the closer. He's the guy. You put the ball in his hand to tell him, say, I need these 3 outs, or I need these 2 outs, whatever the case may be. There's a hitter coming up. You say, hey, man, we need to run right now on you. In football, you tell that receiver who's great, I'm coming to you. It's on you. I'm getting it to you, right? In basketball, you tell a shooter, it's on you. This is all on you. We need you to get the bucket, and that's what Ja was able to do.
I think it was such an incredible finish, but what a dumb move. Like, the Minnesota Timberwolves just made dumb mistakes down the stretch. And Anthony Edwards just made a really big critical three the possession before, but that's such a young player mistake. You stay disciplined in that situation. You have a massive height advantage over Ja Morant and your wingspan. You just stay disciplined. You stay behind the ball. You don't gamble and reach for it with the last couple of seconds, and you force him to take a tough contested shot.
Wasn't that a tough shot though, Jay?
No. It was a tough shot because he finished through traffic, through the paint keeper. What I'm saying is
he got to the basket.
He should have never gotten to the basket in the first place. Mm-hmm. If Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, had stayed below the ball, that would have been a contested three-point shot or a really tough two over the extension arm of Ant.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been.
People want to talk about this because we asked originally when the show began.
Best dunk in NBA playoff history.
Is it the greatest dunk in playoff history? It's in the conversation. No, it wasn't on Patrick Ewing or someone like that, but just the aesthetics of it were unbelievable. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max, 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. What's the best dunk you've ever seen in the playoffs, John, in North Carolina?
NC.
Hey, fellas.
What's happening?
I've been listening too long, but I wanted to say when Vince dunked on Zoe, it wasn't the playoffs, but that dunk that blew my mind.
Well, I know what you're talking about, John. That was a nasty one. Just because Zoe is, you're talking about when Vince was with the Nets, right? Yeah, because he caught Zoe so bad. That wasn't in the playoffs, so that was in the regular season.